This is Swisstouch, to the Moon and Beyond, an event for the 50th anniversary of mankind on the Moon.
Switzerland is definitely a space nation. It's a small space nation, but it's a space nation. It's one of 22 member states of the European Space Agency. It's about 3.5% of the European Space Agency in terms of the sharing of the cost, but it gets also the same amount of industrial contracts because of the legacy in watchmaking and precision instrument making. It has a good reputation within ESA. We get a lot of interesting contracts. For instance, the atomic clock of the European GPS, which is called Galileo, are made in Neuchâtel.
So international collaborations are absolutely required now. Because of the goals that we have for space exploration, it really is beyond the resources of any one nation to try to put together. The Artemis program, which is the US program to return to the moon, is going to be doing so in a different way than before, than Apollo did. It's going to be much more heavily working with internationals, and it's also going to be much more heavily working with the commercial sector. Even the landing systems that we are envisioning now would be provided by the commercial sector, as an example. And that commercial sector could be both domestic here in the US or international companies.
Switzerland has a very special role to play in the space debris environment because it is a neutral country. In the state we are in, if one country decides to go and remove an object, it's going to be one object, and it pays for it, that country pays for it. And it benefits everybody. If you have the capability of removing a debris in space, some people will think that you also have the capability to remove other satellites. And it gets to be a question about the dual use of that technology, using it to remove debris or using it to remove other people's assets. We have to be very careful about this, and this is why I think that Switzerland has a role to play, because being neutral, it can provide a service to one country or the other country without having these problems of diplomatic questions.
Back in 2004, Craig Venter and Daniel Cohen published a paper. They predicted that the 21st century would be the century of biology. And of course, they were talking about genomics and proteomics and all of that, and they're certainly being proved right. But I don't think they were bold enough. I think the 21st century is the century of biology on Earth and beyond. I think this is a century where we're going to know whether there's any other life in the solar system or around nearby stars.